Detective Nia Carter thought she was hunting Seoul's most dangerous crime boss, until the night her own people put a bullet in her back and left her bleeding in an alley to die. The man who saved her life was the very criminal she'd spent 6 months trying to destroy, and now she's trapped in his world with nowhere else to turn. But when Kang Jun-seo looks at her with those dark eyes, she realizes the real danger isn't the gun he could put to her head. It's the way her heart races every time he's near. Her corrupt handler sold her out to rival killers. Her sister thinks she's dead, and the only person keeping her alive is the enemy she's falling desperately in love with. What started as betrayal is about to become the most dangerous love story Seoul has ever seen, because when a cop falls for the mob boss, someone always ends up dead. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever had your whole world turned upside down by the last person you expected to save you. The alley stretched ahead of Nia Carter, empty except for shadows and distant streetlights. Her phone buzzed against her palm. 1 missed call from her handler, 3 texts asking for location. She typed back quickly. Contact failed. Target didn't show. Heading back. Seoul's night air felt heavy around her shoulders. 6 months of undercover work, and she had nothing to show for it. The Korean crime syndicate remained as untouchable as smoke. Nia felt frustrated. Her sister Hana needed money for college. This assignment was supposed to change everything. Footsteps echoed behind her. She glanced back but saw nothing. Her phone buzzed again, unknown number. Turn around, Detective Carter. Nia's breath caught. Her chest tightened. Someone knew who she was. She spun around. A black sedan sat at the alley mouth. Engine running. The passenger window rolled down. "You shouldn't have come alone," a voice called. The gunshot cracked through the night. Pain exploded across her shoulder. Nia stumbled against the brick wall, her phone clattering to the ground. Blood seeped through her jacket. Her legs gave out. She collapsed onto the cold pavement. Headlights appeared at the other end of the alley. A second car approached slowly. Nia pressed her hand against the wound. Feeling warmth slip between her fingers. The car stopped 10 feet away. The engine went silent. A man stepped out. Tall, dressed in dark clothing. He moved toward her with measured steps. "Please," Nia whispered. Her voice was weak. He crouched beside her, sharp features, dark eyes that revealed nothing. His voice was calm. "Who shot you?" "I don't know." Blood pooled beneath her. "Please, call an ambulance." He studied her face. Something shifted in his expression. Not quite concern, but not indifference either. "Min-ho," he called to the car. Another man emerged, younger, nervous energy. "Boss, we should leave her." "No." The first man's voice was final. "Put her in the car." "But now." Nia tried to protest as they lifted her. Pain shot through her shoulder. The world blurred at the edges. "Where are you taking me?" she asked. The man settled into the seat beside her. His presence felt solid, controlled. "Somewhere safe," he said. Darkness claimed her. Nia woke to white walls and the steady beep of machines. Pain throbbed in her shoulder. Bandages covered her arm. This wasn't a hospital. The room was too quiet, too private. No nurses bustling about, no overhead announcements. A man sat in the corner chair. Not the one from the alley. This one was smaller, watching her with suspicious eyes. "Where am I?" she asked. He didn't answer, just continued staring. The door opened. The man from the alley entered. In daylight, his features looked sharper, more dangerous. "You're awake," he said. "I need to go to a real hospital." Nia tried to sit up. Her shoulders screamed in protest. Dr. Kim removed the bullet. "You're stable." "That's not the point." Her voice was stronger now. "I need to call my people." He pulled a chair close to her bed. Sat down. His movements were deliberate, controlled. "What's your name?" he asked. Nia hesitated. "Sarah. Sarah Williams." His eyes found hers. "Try again." Her chest tightened. "I told you my name." "Someone paid to have you killed last night." His voice was matter-of-fact. "The shooter knew exactly where to find you. That suggests inside information." "You're wrong." "Am I?" He leaned back. "Detective Carter." The air left her lungs. Nia felt exposed. Vulnerable. "How do you know that name?" "I know many things." He stood up. "Including the fact that you've been investigating my organization for 6 months." Panic flooded through her. "I don't know what you're talking about. The Seoul Metropolitan Police have files on me. Your face appears in several surveillance photos from my establishments." Nia's mind raced. Her cover was blown, completely. "If you know who I am, why did you help me?" Something shifted in his expression, brief, almost human. "Good question." He moved toward the door. Stopped. "My name is Kang Jun-seo. You're under my protection until we determine who wants you dead." "I don't need your protection." His voice was quiet. "Leaving this building guarantees you won't see tomorrow." The door closed behind him. The guard remained, silent and watchful. Nia felt trapped. Hours passed. "Doctor." Kim checked her bandages. The guard brought water and simple food. No one spoke to her. When evening fell, she tested her strength. The shoulder ached but held. She could move. Nia waited until the guard stepped outside to make a phone call. Then she slipped from the bed. The window was sealed shut. The door led to a hallway lined with more rooms. This place operated without any official oversight. She found stairs, climbed slowly, listening for voices. The top floor opened into a luxurious apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed Seoul's skyline. "Going somewhere?" Jun-seo stood in the kitchen, holding a cup of tea. He didn't look surprised. "I told you, I don't need protection." "Then explain why 4 armed men have been watching this building since dawn." Her blood chilled. "What men?" He set down his cup, moved to the window, pointed to the street below. "Black car, corner of the block. 2 men inside. They've been there for 6 hours." Nia joined him at the window. Her eyes found the vehicle. Even from this distance, she could see figures inside. "There's another team positioned at the back exit," Jun-seo said, "and a third monitoring the parking garage." Her hands shook. "They followed me here." "No, they knew you'd be here." His voice was calm, but something darker flickered in his eyes. "Someone told them, that's impossible." "Is it?" He turned to face her. "How many people knew about your assignment last night?" Nia felt sick. "My handler, his supervisor, maybe 2 others. One of them wants you dead." The weight of his words settled over her. Everything she'd believed about her mission, her safety, her own people, it was all wrong. "I need to contact my sister," she whispered. "Where is she?" "Los Angeles. She's in college." Jun-seo nodded. "I'll have someone check on her safety." "Why are you helping me?" The question burst out before she could stop it. He studied her face for a long moment. Something shifted in his expression, almost vulnerable. "I don't know." That night, Nia lay awake in the room downstairs. The guard had returned to his post. The machines beeped steadily. She thought about Hana, her sister's bright smile, her dreams of becoming a teacher. Hana had no idea about the danger Nia's work brought into their lives. A soft knock interrupted her thoughts. Jun-seo entered carrying a tray. "You didn't eat dinner," he said. "I'm not hungry." He set the tray on the bedside table anyway. "Rice, vegetables, clear soup. Dr. Kim says you need nutrition to heal properly." Nia watched him move around the room. His presence filled the space without effort. Authority came naturally to him. "So how many people have you killed?" she asked. He stopped adjusting the window blinds. "Why do you want to know?" "Because I need to understand who I'm trusting with my life." His voice was quiet. "Too many." "Do you regret it?" "Some of them." He turned to look at her. "Not all." Something in his honesty surprised her. She'd expected deflection. "Lies." "The child I saw in the photos downstairs, who is he?" Jun-seo's face changed. Walls went up instantly. "You've been through my things." "I was looking for a way out." She felt defensive. "I saw pictures on the desk." He was silent for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice carried weight. "His name is Jin Ho. His parents worked for me. They're dead now." "What happened?" "Rival clan. They wanted to send a message." His hands tightened into fists. "The boy survived. I take care of him now." Nia felt something shift inside her chest. This man, this criminal, had rescued an orphaned child. "He's lucky to have you." Jun-seo's eyes found hers. For just a moment, his mask slipped. She saw grief there. Old pain. "Get some rest," he said. "Tomorrow we'll discuss next steps." After he left, Nia stared at the ceiling. Everything she'd believed about right and wrong felt unclear now. She woke to voices outside her door. Minho's voice carried through the wood. "She's a liability. Every hour she stays here increases our risk." "The matter is closed," Jun-seo replied. "Boss, think about this rationally. She's law enforcement. Her people will come looking. Her people want her dead. Some of them, not all. When the others realize she's missing—" "Minho." Junseo's voice cut through the argument. I said the matter is closed. A pause. Then Minho spoke again, a voice lower. This isn't like you. You don't take risks for strangers. She's not a stranger anymore. What does that mean? No answer. Footsteps moved away from the door. The silence stretched. Nia felt her breath catch. He'd defended her. Against his own people. Against logic. Why? Later that morning, Dr. Kim removed her bandages. The wound was healing cleanly. The pain had faded to a dull ache. You can move around more now, he said. But no heavy lifting. No sudden movements. When he left, Junseo appeared. He looked tired, like he hadn't slept well. How do you feel? Better. She flexed her shoulder carefully. Strong enough to leave. Where would you go? The question stopped her. She couldn't return to her apartment, couldn't trust her handler, couldn't go to Hana. I don't know. Then you'll stay here until we find the person who betrayed you. For how long? As long as necessary. His voice was firm. I won't let them finish what they started. Nia felt protected and trapped. The combination left her unsettled. I need to know my sister is safe. Already taken care of. He handed her a phone. Call her, but keep it brief. Hana's voice was bright and familiar. Nia, I've been trying to reach you for days. I'm sorry, work has been crazy. Are you okay? You sound different. I'm fine. Just checking in. Nia felt her throat tighten. How are classes? Amazing. Professor Williams thinks I might qualify for early acceptance to the graduate program. That's wonderful. Nia blinked back tears. Her sister's normal world felt impossibly distant. When are you coming home? I'm not sure yet. But Hana, listen to me. If anyone comes around asking about me, anyone you don't know, you call campus security immediately. Why would someone ask about you? Just promise me. Okay, I promise. Concern crept into Hana's voice. Nia, what's really going on? Nothing you need to worry about. I love you. I love you too. Nia ended the call. Her chest felt tight. Junseo watched her from the doorway. She sounds happy. She is. For now. She'll stay that way. I have people watching her campus. People like you? The question came out sharper than she intended. People who owe me favors. Teachers, security guards, students. They'll report anything unusual. Nia felt surprised. You have that kind of network. I have many kinds of networks. He stepped into the room. Protection is one service I provide well. What do you want in return? His eyes found hers. Nothing. Everyone wants something. Not for this. She studied his face. Looking for deception, manipulation. She found neither. I don't understand you, she said. Good. Understanding me would make you dangerous. Something shifted in his expression, almost like a smile. Rest today. Tomorrow we'll discuss your situation with my intelligence contacts. You have intelligence contacts? I told you. Many networks. After he left, Nia sat on the bed holding the phone. Every choice she'd made had led her here. To this room, this protection, this confusion. She thought about the child in the photos, about Junseo's admission of guilt and regret, about his willingness to risk everything for her safety. Nothing made sense anymore. That evening, he brought news that changed everything. We identified the person who betrayed you, Junseo said. Nia's breath caught. Who? Detective Park. Your contact in Seoul Metropolitan Police. He's been feeding information to the Choi Syndicate for 8 months. The name hit her throat like ice. Park had been her liaison, her safety contact, the person who was supposed to protect her cover. You're certain? We intercepted communications, money transfers, meeting records. Junseo's voice was cold. He sold your identity to buy protection for his own operation. Nia felt betrayed, exposed. Everything she'd trusted had been built on lies. What else does he know? Your real name, your sister's location, your handler's identity. His voice was gentle now. I'm sorry. The words broke something inside her. Nia pressed her hands to her face. 6 months of work, her life, Hana's safety, all destroyed by someone she'd trusted. What happens now? She whispered. Now we make sure Park can't hurt anyone else. Something in his tone made her look up. His eyes had gone dark, empty. What does that mean? It means Detective Park has made his last mistake. Nia felt scared, not of Park, but of the man sitting across from her. This was who Junseo really was, not her protector, her executioner. You're going to kill him. Yes. The simple honesty stunned her. No pretense, no justification, just fact. I can't be part of that. You already are. His voice was matter-of-fact. He tried to have you killed. In my world, that requires a response. This isn't your world, this is police business. Your police betrayed you. He leaned forward. My protection is the only thing keeping you alive. Nia felt trapped between two impossibilities. Trust the system that had abandoned her, or accept help from a man who solved problems with violence. There has to be another way. What way? Report him to his supervisors. Hope they believe you. Jun Seo shook his head. By tomorrow morning, he'll know you survived. He'll send better people next time. Fear clawed at her chest. How much time do I have? Hours, maybe less. He stood up. Pack what you need. We're moving to a safer location. Where? My estate. Full security. No one gets close without my permission. Nia felt her independence slipping away. Every choice led deeper into his world. And if I refuse, his eyes found hers, then you die, and your sister becomes the next target. The words hit her core. Everything she'd fought for, everything she'd risked, it all came down to this moment. Trust him or die. How do I know you won't betray me too? You don't. His voice was quiet. But I'm the only option you have left. The silence stretched between them. Outside, Seoul's lights twinkled against the darkness. Normal people living normal lives, unaware of the violence that flowed beneath their city. When do we leave? Nia asked. Something shifted in his expression. Relief, maybe, or respect. Now. The estate sat behind iron gates and stone walls. Security cameras tracked their approach. Armed guards nodded as Jun Seo's car passed through the checkpoint. Nia stared out the window. The main house stretched across manicured grounds. Traditional Korean architecture mixed with modern security features. How many people live here? She asked. 32 staff members, 12 security personnel, 4 family members who needed protection. Family? Not blood family. People I'm responsible for. The car stopped at the main entrance. Minho opened her door. His expression remained cold, professional. Welcome to your new home, Jun Seo said. Nia felt overwhelmed. The scale of his power was becoming clear. This wasn't just a house. It was a fortress. Inside, the hallways gleamed with polished wood and expensive art. Staff members bowed as Jun Seo passed. Their respect bordered on reverence. Your room is on the second floor, he said. East wing, the view faces the gardens. My room? You'll stay here until the park situation is resolved. Nia stopped walking. For how long? As long as necessary. That's not an answer. His eyes found hers. It's the only answer I can give. The room was larger than her entire apartment back home. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked landscaped grounds. A private bathroom, walk-in closet, sitting area with comfortable chairs. This is beautiful, she admitted. I'm glad you approve. He moved to the window. The grounds are secure. You can walk anywhere within the walls. But don't try to leave without permission. Permission? Her voice sharpened. Am I a guest or a prisoner? You're someone under my protection. The distinction matters. Anger flared in her chest. I didn't agree to be your captive. You agreed to let me keep you alive. His voice was calm but firm. This is how that happens. A knock interrupted their argument. A young woman entered carrying fresh towels. This is Soo-jin, Jun Seo said. She'll help you with anything you need. Soo-jin bowed politely. It's an honor to meet you, Miss Carter. Nia felt surprised. You know my name? Everyone knows. You're under the boss's personal protection. After Soo-jin left, silence stretched between them. Nia moved to the window. The gardens below looked peaceful, ordered. What does that mean exactly? Your personal protection. It means anyone who threatens you threatens me directly. His voice carried weight. In my world, that's significant. And what do I owe in return? Nothing. Everyone wants something. I told you, not for this. She turned to study his face. Why not? Something shifted in his expression. Walls coming down, just slightly. Because you remind me that not everyone in this world is corrupt. The honesty in his voice surprised her. Nia felt her anger cooling. How can you be sure I'm not corrupt? Because you're still asking questions. Corrupt people stop asking questions. That night, Nia explored the house. The kitchen staff offered food whenever she appeared. The security team nodded respectfully but kept their distance. She found a library filled with books in Korean, English, and Japanese, a music room with a grand piano, art pieces that probably cost more than her annual salary. In the West Wing, she discovered a smaller living area, comfortable furniture, children's toys scattered on low tables. Photos on the mantel showed smiling faces. "You're not supposed to be here." Nia turned. A small boy stood in the doorway, maybe 8 years old, wearing pajamas. "I'm sorry. I was just looking around." "Ah, are you the lady who got shot? How do you know about that?" Minho told Sujin. She told Mrs. Kim. Mrs. Kim told everyone. The boy stepped closer. "I'm Jinho." This was the child from the photos. Up close, his eyes held too much knowledge for someone so young. "I'm Nia. Are you going to live here now?" "I don't know. Maybe for a little while." Jinho nodded seriously. "Uncle Junseo will keep you safe." "He keeps everyone safe." "Uncle? That's what I call him. He's not really my uncle." The boy's voice got quiet. "My real parents are dead." Nia's chest tightened. "I'm sorry. It's okay. Uncle takes good care of me, better than my real dad did." Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Junseo appeared, wearing casual clothes. Seeing him without a suit made him look younger, more human. "Jinho, you should be sleeping," he said. I was showing Nia my room. "And now it's time for bed." His voice was gentle but firm. Jinho hugged Junseo's waist. The gesture was natural, affectionate. Junseo's hand rested on the boy's head with careful tenderness. "Will Nia be here tomorrow?" "Yes, she'll be here tomorrow." "Good. I like her." After Jinho left, Nia found herself alone with Junseo. The domestic scene had shaken something loose inside her chest. "He's a sweet child," she said. "He deserves better than this life." "What life?" "You've given him a home, safety, love. I've given him the protection of a criminal organization. There's a difference." Nia felt drawn to his honesty. "Tell me about his parents." Junseo was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice carried old pain. "His father worked for me. Transport operations. Clean work. Nothing violent." He moved to the window. "The Choi Syndicate wanted to pressure me into giving up territory. They killed everyone in the transport unit. Wives, children, everyone, including Jinho's parents." "Yes." I found him hiding in a closet, too scared to cry. The image hit Nia's heart. "How long ago?" 2 years. "And you've taken care of him since then?" "Someone had to." She studied his profile against the window light. This man who ordered executions had spent 2 years raising an orphaned child. "You said the Choi Syndicate killed them. Is that who's working with Detective Park?" His shoulders tensed. "Yes." "So, this isn't random. They've been targeting you specifically." "For 3 years now. Ever since I took control of the docks operation." Nia felt pieces clicking into place. "That's why you helped me. I was investigating them too." "Partly." He turned to look at her. "Toby, but not entirely." "What's the other part?" Something shifted in his expression. Vulnerable, almost broken. "My wife was pregnant when they killed her." The words hung in the air between them. Nia felt her breath catch. "I'm sorry. The attack was meant for me. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time." His voice was steady, but his hands had tightened into fists. "I found you bleeding in that alley, and for a moment..." He didn't finish the sentence. "I didn't need to. I reminded you of her. You reminded me that I still had the choice to save someone." Tears stung Nia's eyes. The weight of his grief, his guilt, pressed against her chest. "What was her name?" "Mi Young." His voice was soft. "She was a teacher. Elementary school. She would have been a good mother." "Yes, she would have been." The silence stretched between them. Outside, security lights illuminated the grounds. Normal people were sleeping safely in their beds, protected by walls they couldn't see. "The child she was carrying?" Nia said carefully. "Boy or girl? We never found out." Mi Young wanted to be surprised. Something broke inside Nia's chest. The depth of his loss. The way it still lived in his voice after 3 years. "Is that why you protect Jinho? Because you couldn't protect your own child?" "Partly, but also because he needs it. And because taking care of him reminds me that I'm still capable of creating something good." Nia felt her walls cracking. This man wasn't the monster she'd expected. He was someone who'd been broken and rebuilt himself around protecting others. "Thank you for telling me." Don't thank me yet. Knowing my history makes you more dangerous to me, not less. How? His eyes found hers. Because now you know where my weaknesses are. The next morning brought disturbing news. Junseo entered the breakfast room carrying a tablet. His expression was grim. Park made contact with your handler, he said. Nia's breath caught. What kind of contact? He reported you as missing and presumed dead. Showed falsified evidence of your body being discovered in the Han River. My handler believes it. Your handler is preparing a memorial service. The words hit her core. Her own people thought she was dead. No one was looking for her. What about my sister? She'll be notified within hours. I'm sorry. Nia felt sick. Hannah would get a phone call telling her that her sister was gone. She'd grieve alone, thousands of miles away. I have to contact her. Too dangerous. Any communication could expose your location. She's going to think I'm dead. Better than actually being dead. His logic was sound, but it felt cruel. Nia stared at the tablet screen. Park's face smiled back from an official police photo. How did you get this information? I have contacts in your department, people who owe me favors. More corruption. Strategic relationships. There's a difference. Nia felt bitter. Is anyone in law enforcement actually clean? Some, but not many in positions that matter. The reality settled over her. Her career, her identity, her entire life before this moment. It was all gone now. Park had erased her as effectively as a bullet. What happens next? We wait for Park to make his next move. He'll want confirmation that you're actually dead. And when he doesn't get it, he'll send people to find out why. Fear crawled up her spine. How many people? Enough to be a problem, but not enough to succeed. His confidence should have been reassuring. Instead, it reminded her how deep into his world she'd fallen. I want to help. Help with what? Taking down Park. He destroyed my life. I want to be part of stopping him. Junseo shook his head. Too dangerous. I'm trained for this. I know his methods, his contacts. You're trained for police work. This is different. How different? His eyes found hers. We don't arrest people and hope the system works. We solve problems permanently. The meaning was clear. Nia felt a chill. I can't be part of murder. Then stay here where it's safe. Let me handle Park my way and live with the guilt forever. Better than not living at all. Something shifted in his expression, protective instincts overriding logic. Nia, I won't let you put yourself in danger again. Not for revenge, not for justice, not for anything. The intensity in his voice surprised her. This wasn't professional protection anymore. It was something deeper. Why do you care so much? He was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was careful. Because losing you now would destroy what's left of my faith in doing the right thing. That afternoon, alarms echoed through the house. Nia heard shouting, running footsteps. Through her window, she saw security personnel taking positions. Sujin burst into her room. Miss Carter, you need to come with me. Now. What's happening? Vehicles approaching the main gate. Unauthorized. They moved quickly through hallways filled with controlled chaos. Staff members evacuated non-essential areas. Armed guards checked weapons and communication equipment. In the main security room, screens showed multiple angles of the grounds. 3 black SUVs sat outside the gates. Men with assault rifles positioned themselves behind the vehicles. Junseo stood at the center console, coordinating responses. His voice was calm, professional. Thermal imaging confirms 8 hostiles. Military-grade weapons, body armor. Orders, boss? Minho asked. Standard defensive positions. No one fires unless fired upon. Nia moved closer to the screens. Those are police vehicles. Junseo glanced at her. Stolen police vehicles. The men aren't officers. How can you tell? Real police would have called ahead, requested a meeting. These men are here for execution, not arrest. One of the screens showed a familiar face. Detective Park climbed out of the lead vehicle, wearing tactical gear. Nia's chest tightened. He came himself. Stupid of him, but useful for us. Park raised a megaphone. His voice echoed across the grounds. Kang Junseo, we know the woman is inside. Send her out and we'll leave peacefully. He's lying, Nia said. Of course he's lying. Junseo turned to Minho. Seal all entrances. Activate emergency protocols. Steel barriers dropped over windows. Heavy doors locked with electronic bolts. In seconds, The house transformed into a fortress. "How long can we hold out?" Nia asked. "Indefinitely, unless they have heavy explosives." As if summoned by his words, one of the men carried a large case from the vehicles. Even through the security camera, the threat was obvious. "They have heavy explosives," Nia whispered. Junseo's jaw tightened. "Emergency evacuation. Move everyone to the underground facility." Everyone. Everyone. Jin Ho, the staff, the other protected families. This isn't a negotiation anymore. Security personnel guided groups through hidden passages. The house emptied quickly, efficiently. Years of preparation showed in every movement. Nia found herself in an elevator descending far below ground level. The doors opened onto a fully equipped facility. Living quarters. Communications center. Food supplies. "How long have you been planning for this?" she asked. "Since the day they killed me young." His voice was hard. "I learned that safety requires preparation." Above them, explosions shook the foundation. Dust rained from the ceiling. On the security monitors, flames consumed the main house. Jin Ho clung to Junseo's side, frightened but trying to be brave. Other families huddled together, trusting their protector completely. "Will the house survive?" Sujin asked. "The house doesn't matter. People matter." More explosions. The lights flickered. On screen, armed figures moved through the smoke and debris. "They're inside," Minho reported. "Let them look. They won't find the entrance." But Park was smarter than that. On the central monitor, he stood in the main hallway holding a device, some kind of scanner. "He's looking for the hidden passages," Nia said. "The walls are shielded. He won't find us." The device in Park's hands began blinking faster. He moved toward the kitchen area, following some invisible signal. "Boss," Minho said quietly. "He's getting close." Junseo's breath caught. For the first time since this started, he looked uncertain. Everyone to the emergency exit. Now. What emergency exit? Tunnel system. Leads to a safe house 2 miles away. As they moved deeper underground, Nia heard drilling above them. Park had found something. The hidden entrance was compromised. "How much time do we have?" she asked. "Minutes. Maybe less." They reached a narrow tunnel lined with emergency lighting. Single file, the group moved quickly through the passage. Jin Ho stayed close to Junseo, trusting completely. Behind them, metal screamed against metal, the sound of barriers being breached. "They're through," Minho said into his radio. "Keep moving. Don't look back." Nia felt claustrophobic. The tunnel seemed endless. Above them, she could hear vehicles moving, trying to track their underground route. "How did Park know about the passages?" she asked. "Someone talked. Or someone got careless with information. Who has access to that kind of detail?" Junseo didn't answer, but she saw the knowledge in his eyes. The betrayal went deeper than just Park. The tunnel opened into another underground facility, smaller than the first, but still equipped for extended stays. As the group settled into safety, Junseo pulled Nia aside. "There's something I need to tell you," he said. "What?" His voice was quiet, heavy with implications. "Park didn't find those passages on his own. Someone inside my organization gave him blueprints." Nia felt cold. "Who?" "I don't know yet, but I intend to find out." The silence stretched between them. Around them, families tried to comfort frightened children. The normal world felt impossibly far away. "What does this mean for us?" Nia asked. "It means nowhere is safe anymore. Not until we end this permanently." Something shifted in his expression. Dangerous. Final. "What are you going to do?" His eyes found hers. "What I should have done years ago. Stop playing defense and eliminate the threat entirely." Nia felt her breath catch. She was about to see exactly who Kang Junseo really was. The safe house felt smaller with 32 people inside. Jin Ho slept curled against Junseo's side. Other families whispered quietly in the dim light. Nia watched Junseo coordinate security through encrypted communications. His movements were precise, controlled, but she saw tension in his shoulders. "Any word from the estate?" she asked. "Completely destroyed. They used military-grade incendiary devices." "I'm sorry. Buildings can be rebuilt. Lives cannot." His voice was steady, but something shifted in his expression. Years of work, memories, security, all gone because of her. "This is my fault," she said. "No, this is Park's fault, and whoever helped him." Minho approached with a tablet. Boss, we've identified the leak. Junseo's eyes went cold. Show me. Security footage played on the screen. A man in his 50s, well-dressed, moving through restricted areas of the estate, photographing documents with his phone. Councilman Lee, Junseo said quietly. He's been feeding information to the Choi Syndicate for 6 months, including architectural plans of the estate. Nia felt sick. Someone you trusted. Someone I protected. His daughter needed surgery last year. I paid for everything. Junseo's voice was flat. He repaid the favor by selling my family's safety. What happens to him? What happens to all traitors? The finality in his tone made her shiver. This world operated by rules she didn't understand. Loyalty was everything. Betrayal was death. How soon before Park tracks us here? She asked. Hours, maybe less. This location was never meant for extended use. Then we need to move again. No, his voice was firm. Running only delays the inevitable. It's time to end this. Something dangerous flickered in his eyes. The man who'd comforted Jin Ho was disappearing. The crime boss was emerging. What's your plan? Simple. Give Park what he wants. Nia felt her blood chill. You're going to hand me over. I'm going to make him think I'm handing you over. Explain. Junseo moved to the communications station. His voice carried to everyone in the room. In 1 hour, we're going to end this war. Some of you will stay here with the families. Others will come with me. His eyes found Nia's. Park wants Detective Carter. He's going to get her, but not the way he expects. The plan was insane. Nia would present herself at a neutral location. Park would come to collect her. Junseo's team would be waiting. You'll be wearing body armor under your clothes, he explained. Full communication equipment. The moment things go wrong, we extract you. What if your people are too far away? They won't be. What if Park shoots me on sight? He won't. He needs information first. Names of other undercover officers. Details about ongoing investigations. Nia felt terrified. How can you be sure? Because Park is greedy. He'll want to squeeze every advantage from this situation before eliminating the threat. The abandoned warehouse sat in Seoul's industrial district, empty for years, surrounded by other vacant buildings, perfect for an ambush from either side. Nia waited alone in the center of the space. Her hands shook despite the body armor. Communication device felt small and fragile in her ear. Testing audio, Junseo's voice whispered. I hear you. Remember, keep him talking. We need time to position everyone. What if he brought more people than expected? Then we adapt. Headlights swept across the warehouse windows, multiple vehicles approaching. Nia's breath caught. They're here. Stay calm. You're not alone. The main door opened. Park entered, flanked by 4 armed men. He looked confident, satisfied, like he'd already won. Detective Carter, you're harder to kill than expected. Hello, Park. I have to admit, hiding with the Korean mob was clever, unexpected. Desperate people make desperate choices. He moved closer. Where is Kang Junseo? Somewhere safe. Not for long. By morning, his entire organization will be ash. Rage flared in her chest. Why? What did any of this accomplish? Money, power, survival. Park smiled. The Choi Syndicate pays better than police work, and they're more reliable than government bureaucrats. You destroyed innocent lives. I protected my own interests. Nothing innocent about that. One of his men whispered something urgent. Park's expression changed. Alert, suspicious. You're wearing a wire. Of course I'm wearing a wire. Remove it. Now. Nia's heart pounded. Sais, why don't you remove it yourself? Because I don't trust you not to have other surprises. His men moved closer, weapons raised. The situation was deteriorating faster than planned. Junseo, she whispered. They know about the wire. Understood. 30 seconds. Park grabbed her arm. Who are you talking to? No one. Remove the communication device. Remove the body armor. Everything. And if I refuse, then you die here instead of later. Nia felt trapped. 30 seconds felt infinite. She could hear vehicles outside, but were they Junseo's people or more enemies? Time's up, Park said. The warehouse door exploded inward. Smoke filled the space. Gunfire erupted from multiple directions. Nia dropped to the ground as bullets whined overhead. Park's men scattered, seeking cover behind concrete pillars. "Naya!" Jun Seo's voice carried through the chaos. "Stay down!" She crawled toward the sound of his voice. Muzzle flashes lit the darkness. Men shouted orders in Korean. A hand grabbed her ankle. Park dragged her behind a pile of debris, his gun pressed against her head. "Call off your people," he said into her ear, "or I end this now. They won't listen to me. Then you're useless." The gunfire stopped. Eerie silence filled the warehouse. "Jun Seo," Park called out, "I have your woman." "I can see that." Jun Seo stepped into the open. No weapon visible. His hands raised slightly. "Let her go. Your fight is with me. My fight is with anyone who interferes with business." "Then let's finish it, you and me," Park laughed. "You're in no position to negotiate." "Aren't I?" Jun Seo smiled. "Look around." Red laser dots appeared on Park and his remaining men. Sniper sights from hidden positions. The warehouse was completely surrounded. "Last chance," Jun Seo said. "Release her." Park's grip tightened on Nia's arm. She felt his desperation, his fear. Cornered animals were the most dangerous. "If I die, she dies with me." "No," Jun Seo said quietly. "She doesn't." The gunshot came from directly behind Park. He collapsed, his weapon clattering away. Min Ho emerged from the shadows, smoking gun in hand. "Clear," he called. Jun Seo reached Nia in 3 steps. His hands checked for injuries, his voice tight with concern. "Are you hurt?" "No, I'm okay." But she wasn't okay. Her hands shook uncontrollably. The reality of how close she'd come to death hit her all at once. "You're safe now," he said. Nia felt something break inside her chest. Not fear this time. Something deeper. The way he'd risked everything to save her. The relief in his voice. The tenderness in his touch. "You came for me." "Of course I came for you." "Why?" His eyes found hers. In the dim light, she saw truth there. Raw, unguarded. "Because I can't lose you." The words hung between them. Around them, his men secured the warehouse. Park's body was removed. Normal procedures continued, but nothing felt normal anymore. "Jun Seo, don't say anything you might regret." "What if I won't regret it?" Something shifted in his expression, walls coming down, the crime boss disappearing. Just a man who'd been afraid of losing someone important. "Then say it later, when you're sure." Back at the safe house, families celebrated quietly. The immediate threat was over. Children could sleep without fear. The elderly could breathe easier. Nia found herself on the rooftop garden. Seoul's light stretched to the horizon, normal life continuing, unaware of the violence that had protected it. "Couldn't sleep." Jun Seo joined her at the railing. "Too much adrenaline. It fades, eventually." They stood in comfortable silence. The night air felt cool against her skin. She was alive, safe, protected by a man she was beginning to understand. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now we rebuild, find a new location, establish better security." "What happens to me?" He was quiet for a long moment. "What do you want to happen?" The question she'd been avoiding. Her old life was gone. Park's betrayal had destroyed her career, her identity, but it had also freed her from obligations she'd never questioned. "I don't know who I am anymore," she said. "You're someone who survived, someone who chose to trust when trust seemed impossible. I'm someone who fell in love with a criminal." The words came out before she could stop them. Honest, dangerous, true. Jun Seo's breath caught. "Nia, don't tell me it's complicated. Don't tell me it's impossible. Don't tell me all the reasons it won't work. What should I tell you?" She turned to face him. "Tell me how you feel." His eyes found hers. In the moonlight, she saw everything he'd been hiding. Love, fear, hope, desperation. "I feel like I've been dead for 3 years, and you brought me back to life. Then why are we standing here talking instead of—" He kissed her, gentle at first, then desperate, like he'd been drowning and she was air. Her hands fisted in his shirt, pulling him closer. When they broke apart, his voice was rough. "This changes everything." "Good. I want everything to change. You don't understand what you're choosing." "I'm choosing you. The rest we'll figure out together." Something shifted in his expression. "Peace, maybe, or surrender." "There's something else you need to know," he said. "What?" "I love you too." 6 months later, Nia walked through the new estate's gardens, smaller than the previous one, but more beautiful. Built for living, not just surviving. Hana visited for the first time. Still adjusting to the reality of her sister's new life, she sat on the terrace, watching Jin-ho practice piano. "He's talented," Hana said. "Junseo hired the best teachers in Seoul." "And you're happy? Really happy?" Nia looked across the garden where Junseo stood talking with Minho. Business as always. But now he caught her eye and smiled. "Yes, really happy. Even though what? Even though he's a criminal, a killer. Someone the law says is my enemy." Hana nodded. Nia felt certain. "Even though all of that. Why? Because he saved my life, multiple times. Because he protects people who need protection. Because he loves me enough to risk everything. And that's enough. That's everything." That evening, after Hana returned to her hotel, Nia found Junseo in his study. He looked up from financial reports, smiled when he saw her. "How was dinner?" "Good." "She's starting to understand." "And you? Any regrets?" Nia moved to his chair, settled onto his lap. His arms came around her naturally. "Only one." "What's that?" "I regret how long it took me to realize I love you." His voice was soft. "Perfect timing, actually." "Why?" "Because I wasn't ready to hear it before. My heart was too broken. And now you've put all the pieces back together." She kissed him slowly, tasting love and safety and home. Outside, Seoul pulsed with life. Inside, they'd built something that couldn't be destroyed by bullets or betrayal. "Jin-ho asked if we're getting married," she said. "What did you tell him?" "I told him that was between me and you." Junseo smiled. "Smart answer. So, what's your answer?" His eyes found hers. "My answer is yes. To marriage. To family. To whatever you want. I want all of it. Then you'll have all of it." Later that night, they lay together in the darkness. Nia's head rested on his chest, listening to his heartbeat. Steady, strong, alive. "I love you," she whispered. "I love you too." The silence stretched between them, comfortable now. Safe. Through the window, moonlight illuminated the gardens. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new threats to manage. But tonight, they were just two people who'd found each other in the darkness, two people who'd chosen love over fear, two people who were finally home.